All right, I have them organized in here. I have for Saturday and Sunday. Let's look at Saturday because today is Saturday. So I have 5 here. Let's look at them. We'll be starting with this. I like this template. I think it comes from resume.io. I'm not sure. If this belongs to you, thank you for allowing us to review your CV. There are a lot of improvements to be made. But so let me just start with this. I'll be saying a lot of things here, either things I've said before or things I didn't even plan on saying. Just try to take notes if possible. I don't mean literally write things down, but take notes of the things I'm saying, like mental notes. So I'm starting with the name. I like the fact that the name is very obvious, but I'll prefer if your email comes before this. Personally, it's not bad where it is right now, but I would have preferred it comes before this. I also don't know about this, who I am. Think I prefer you say about me rather than, because this is a question and you don't have question mark there. Or I don't know if it's a question, I don't know. But I prefer you say something like about me or summary, something like that. Okay, I'm Django developer. By the way, I just went through all of this CV before. I didn't really thoroughly read them, so I'll just be doing it now. I'm a Django developer with eyes on deepening my understanding of the backend web development space. This is a lot of English that doesn't really help me to understand you better. With eyes on deepening my understanding of the back-end web development space. So a recruiter who is not a tech person will be currently confused. Please note that you have to use words that are plain enough for everyone to understand, that whoever sees your CV, you don't know who is going to be reading your CV. Don't try to impress people. Again, this is not to crucify you, Mustafa. It's just a review. So, for example, I am a back-end developer who uses Django to create blah, blah, blah kind of website. My goal is to deeper understand back-end development with Django in the next blah, blah amount of time. That is a little easier to understand for anybody, Okay, seeking to be part of your organization, of an organization where I can learn and grow at a fast pace as well as contribute to the. I feel like this should not be here. Your summary should be about you and why, I am seeking to join you is not a reason why you should join me. So it's not really, it's just using that space. Tell me why you should join me. And then maybe in your cover letter, tell me you are seeking to join me. This is a cover letter material. That sentence should be for cover letter. Okay, so maximize these 2 sentences to tell me about yourself and try to catch my attention to call you for an interview. Moving on now. Right, this is a big problem for me. Now, you listed, okay, I've said this before. Under experience, you listed internship, training, and that's it. So if you're applying to my company with this CV, I would expect you to apply as a junior developer, or something less than junior developer. Because right now, you just wrote the same thing in different places. Do you understand? Your experience, your project here talks about Zuricore. This talks about Zuricore, and this is Zuri. So as a recruiter, I'm already thinking this guy doesn't have any experience. So he's just writing the same thing in 7 different places. Do you understand? Now, again, you listed so many things here, which is never a good sign. Just a short thing that talks about your most profound thing that you did in this company, which in this case, let's see, I would say all this kind of assisted, it's not good for you. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not unique. Anybody can assist. What is this? It's, this is not relevant. It doesn't say anything. I don't know what Zuri Chat is. I don't know what Notice Board plugin is, So let me use this as an example. Okay, Zuri Chat being an extremely complex application, a multi-tenant application, I was able to implement the interaction between MongoDB, which is a database type, the main code that runs Zuri Chat, and other libraries that were built by other people. That is easy for a recruiter or anyone that is not in tech to understand. I don't have to Google what is Zuri Chat, what is API, what is MongoDB. Do you understand? You want to just go straight to the point in simple, plain English. Things like this should not be in your CV, please. Assisted, please just avoid it, except you're applying to be an assistant. Don't, even if you're applying to be an assistant, you shouldn't write this. It's not helping anybody. Like I've already given an example of this. Let's go to the next one. I think this should be under education. I think this should be under education. This should be under experience. Not this guy. This guy needs to be further explained. So maybe something like I built an open platform that allows custom authentication system with 2 types of user in mindset. Do you understand? So this should be under experience, not under project. Project doesn't help anybody. Remove this. You can say other projects. I think I have other projects in one of my CVs, maybe not this one. Yeah, for the visa one, yeah, I had one for visa. I added other project because I wanted to highlight the fact that plus all the things I was doing, I was creating time for open source projects. So I added it. So if you have many projects, please note, many projects, you can just add some as other projects. But right now you don't have many. So add them other experience and move all this internship training to education. And this obviously needs some context. What did you do there? What is the company for? What unique thing did you achieve in that company? Now, finally, I am already worried because this is 2 months, right? This is 4 months. Okay, this is almost 1 year, which is good. So we have very short periods, which is dangerous for you. This is under education, not additional information. This is education. You're educating yourself, going after more things. Yeah, so your interest, you cannot have critical thinking as an interest. That's something that you just do, you know. Anyway, this is like a summary of what I see about this. And you have very small links too. Like all these things you have here, you have no link pointing to anything inside this long text. It is important to add links to things as evidence that I'm not just telling you things I did. You can check them out in this place. All right, so I'm done with this person. Any questions here? Okay, so this is a no-no for me. I hate uppercase in content, and I hate, what is this thing called? Slanting or italics. You shouldn't do that. It doesn't look nice. Uppercase is shouting in text. So why are you shouting at me? And this looks like something you copied from somewhere and just bam, put there. Look at it. Astute, diligent, disciplined, career-driven, ability to work. It's not good. Just write about yourself in 2 to 3 sentences. This is not your profile summary. This is different adjective that can be used to qualify maybe you or somebody else. And this is hard to read. Please don't do it again, please. All right, I like the distance between your experiences. I think it's very good. I think this distance is very good. But let's look at the content. Software developer at this. Very nice. I like how this is written. I don't know about this though. I don't see anything really big that jumps out at me that you did there. So you might need to reword that. But I already like how you wrote this. It talks about the company, the location, and the country. Yeah, again, so look at mine as an example now. If you've worked in different countries before, this is good. People want somebody that has a lot of experiences in different places. This is UK, this is Nigeria, but it's a different state. This is Nigeria, but it's a different state. So I have a lot of traveling experiences. That's relevant to a lot of employers. So I always encourage people to have location, especially if you have worked in different places before. Yeah, this should be under education, as far as I can tell. Anyway, for me, internship is education. So yeah, this is good. I think it's good. Second class upper, I think it's good. I don't know if this should be here. I'm not sure why this is here, especially because you are not linking to it. So if you can link to it, then that's good. You can put it under publications if you can link to it. Otherwise, I don't really think it's necessary here. Yeah, please take out take out college, take out primary school, secondary school. Nobody cares. Please take it out. It's not useful. Only use that if you apply, even if you're applying for masters. When I applied for my MSc, I didn't have any of these guys. You don't need it. Please just take it out. Although they will ask you for your IX certificate, but you still don't need to add it to your CV. It's taking space that you can use for other things. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. I don't have any of these things. I think I would prefer to add some of them under education, like this. This is very nice. I would prefer to add some of them under education. I don't know if professional membership is relevant to anybody. Anyway, to me. All right. This should be under, you don't need to split your experience in this way. Just put everything under experience and tell us what you did in those places. But I think I like your progression. You are growing, starting from your schooling, 2014 to 2015, you always have things doing. You don't have too much gap in your CV. It's not too short, it's not too long. I think it's very nice in terms of years. This should have come way before all of these guys. Your skills should just come next after your work experience, because that's more relevant to me as a recruiter. Yeah, this should be under experience. It's also good that you have volunteer experience, but I think it's just beyond that experience. Please take this out. It's totally not needed. Don't even have that thing. People had a referee available on request. Just take it out. Use your space for other things, please. All right. Yeah, this is okay. I don't think you need to add your address though, but I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't think your address really helps them if they'll be employing you or not, except if they are specifically looking for. I wanted to check if I have address there. Maybe I failed too. So if except they are specifically looking for somebody that lives in a particular area, just remove the address so you don't limit yourself. All right, I'm moving on to the next one. Any question based on this? All right, moving on. Oh, again, don't have more than 2 pages. Like I have a CV that is almost 4 pages because I was applying for something very, very senior. You can't have 2 pages of CV for senior roles. Not developer roles, no, it's senior role in a different field. So just for now, junior, internship, intermediate, don't do more than 2 pages, please. This is bad. Don't start with this. Nobody wants to see this. You need a summary, like I've said. Remove the address. Remove this. This is not a website. Remove this. It's too informal. And I don't like this is me. Again, don't take my word for it in this regard. I don't like color in CV. I hate color in CV. Because this is personal experience. Again, I'm going to say that it's personal experience. I have problem reading some kind of colors. For example, it's hard for me to read these things. It's big enough, but if it's smaller than it, I might not be able to read it. So you don't know the person that is going to read your CV. Just go straight and use black. Nobody wants to see, except you're a designer and you're submitting your portfolio. That's different. But if you're submitting a CV, please forget color. All right, moving on. This is 2 years, not bad. No, I will not employ you. you don't had MDCEO to, and you are starting with these kind of abilities. You don't have MDCEO to your CV if you're applying for roles, I beg. See, even companies that I have that are doing well, I mean, I'm co-founder of, well, I'm one of the owner. I have a big role in this, not owner, but I can call myself co-founder. This one, I'm co-founder, but I'm not going to write co-founder there now because I don't want to appear intimidating. This is, no, don't do that, please. If you start a company, give yourself a role in that company and write that role there. Don't write, I'm the CEO of this company. You don't want to do that. And even your CEO role, like one application I wrote as a CEO of HND internship, I wrote there how my role as the CEO helped me to establish partnership with big companies like GitHub, Google, Flutterwave, Paystack, and some other things. That's something big I did in that role. But if you are a CEO and you're writing, I carry that administrative task. As CEO, I provide comprehensive support. What? No, you don't want that, please. Okay, moving on. Internship, your education. I might be wrong, but I prefer internship to go under education. Fat beams. Oh, Apapa. There's a fat beams around my area. I thought maybe we live close by. Don't screenshot my CV. Okay. I worked in various capacity. This is not good. You don't want to do that. So you don't always have to, it's not compulsory you have a lot of experience. I think that's what this person is trying to do, to have a lot of experience, but you don't need that. If you have just 2 rows, I think I wrote just 3 here. Okay, 4. Oh, sorry, 5. But if you have just 2, as long as you have done something big in those roles, just focus on those ones. And again, this is internship, this is internship, this is internship, already dangerous. And then you went to become CEO. It doesn't say too much about you. And I don't know if I want you in my company. This is still your company that you claim to be CEO, right? And now you are business analyst. You don't want to do that. Okay, moving on. And your CV is not arranged. So I prefer you arrange start from the most recent and then go down from there. Make sure you arrange it that way. Start from even education, start from most recent In fact, you can see I have a break here. From 2016 to 2021, I didn't go for any other certifications, which can be filled in here to an extent anyway. So you don't also want too many long breaks in between your CV. It's very important. All right, I think I'm done with this. Wait, how is this work experience? Okay, I thought it was your school. Oh, your NYSC. Okay, cool. But don't write teacher now. Eh? It's NYSC now. Don't write teacher. You need to touch it up. See, let me see what I wrote. Paramilitary makes makes it heavier. And I worked at, and it's education for me anyway. It's fine to put it under experience. I worked in an hospital because I did science lab. So I was in the hospital lab, but I didn't think it was relevant to this thing. So I just changed it to say something that would earn me more points to the employer. So I don't like this term, teacher, I don't really like it. So you might have to find a way to, you might need to find a way to touch that up. Your education, good. Certification, fine. Interest, finance, now wow. Your interest is finance, business, technology. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know if I would consider somebody's interest to be finance and business. So. English. See, don't say this. Just say English. Hold on, let me show you what I have. So I'm not just, you don't have to say, just say highly proficient, native, or not very proficient, or slightly proficient. Don't say not so fluent. It doesn't say, fluent doesn't really speak well about you. Okay, let me just go over the chat before we continue. Do I necessarily need to put an end date on every row? No, you don't. I don't have end dates in every row for mine. As you can see, this is still ongoing. This is still ongoing. So you don't need end dates. But you also don't want to have too many ongoing rows. I think I saw one. I'm going to, hopefully we get there. You don't want to have too many ongoing rows. All right, I think we are done with this. Let's move to the next one. Oh, nice. This already looks very nice to me. I'll probably be interested in, reading this. Links are there, very nice. Email address, LinkedIn profile, very nice, thanks. All right, so summary, newbie. Ooh, no, don't do that. Don't don't do this if you're applying for jobs. It's too, it suggests to me that you don't value yourself, Even as a newbie, you shouldn't be the one to say on your CV, I'm a newbie. No, don't do that. You can even say a junior backend developer, whatever, but newbie just doesn't sit right with me. This I thing, oh, wow. Newbie backend developer with an eye for building versatile software solutions. Newbie, versatile. Okay. Solutions using Django, REST framework, and React. This is React.js, please, not just React. Possesses experience providing technical support functions to professionals and looking to join. No, you copy this in somewhere. Tommy, no, you copy on somewhere. It's not. It seemed like something you copied from somewhere and just dumped there. So again, just rewrite your summary and make it a little less complex. You don't need too many adjectives to express yourself. And please, React.js, not just React. All right, let's move on. Internship, education, in my opinion. Okay, cool. You have a date, you have a location. This is not good. Tell us something that you did that is unique. Don't just tell us, oh, we used Django, React, blah, 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 support staff. This sounds nice, but it's not good. Also, your arrangement, why do you have this thing overlapping this way? Oh, it's under it. Everything is just kind of choked together. And you have space under. Use the space now. It's too, you understand, it's too choked. Okay, so let's move on. So you have, actually for Zuri, you can write our US address, which is fine. Just tell them you work with us remotely. If you are writing Zuri as a company, write our US address. I can give you the address once after I finish reviewing everything. If I forget, please just remind me. For those who are using Zuri, just use our US address. And use Zuri Inc., please. That's the US name, not Zuri Team Limited. Lead the team, blah, 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 blah. I've already said so much about summary, so you can do that. Technical support representative. Nice. Okay, so I'm concerned about your duration in these companies. You never spend more than a few months in all of them. This is just like 4 months. This is very short, and this one started in May. So, you have to watch out for that. If this is all you have, and oh, sorry, I should add this. If you work as a freelancer, it is very, very relevant. If you've ever done freelancing before, add it. If you do it for 10 years, add it. I freelanced as blah blah on what's this thing called Upwork for 10 years. Add it there. During which time I was able to develop blah blah amount of applications, earning blah blah amount in dollars, and got 7-star rating from all my employers. That's very attractive. So if this is all you have, short, things like this, you need to find a way to add something longer. Even if it's open source contribution, I've been contributing to open source since 2016. I was able to submit a PR that was matched on blah, blah. Things like that are more attractive. A CV should not be just something you write generic details in. All right, moving on. This will have been very relevant for your experience instead of having all these short ones. You build this yourself, write it there. You build this yourself, write it there. No, don't put this one, please. Don't ever, in my opinion, don't ever put your portfolio site as a project or your experience. You can add it as a link here, but don't ever put it as a project. Education, nice. You didn't tell us what you graduated with. If you graduated with anything that is not very good, in your opinion, so don't add it, it's fine. But if you did graduate to something that is worth bragging about, then add it. This one too, you need to add it there. Oh, this one is still in view. Okay, cool. I think you might need to add in view. I don't know if that's required, but it's fine. Involvement, I don't know what that means. Do you mean like volunteer? I think it's better to call it volunteer or something like that. And I honestly don't know if this helps. You might need to add some kind of details about this. Don't just say member. I don't like it. It's member. You're just going there to be member. Tell me what you are doing there. So, for example, University of Lagos Developer Student Club is an organization that encourages students to meet together and solve problems, real-life problems in Unilab together. While as a member, I've been able to join in developing blah, blah to resolve blah, blah. That's better than just listing this here. It's very, for lack of a better word, useless. Okay, all right, let me move on to the next person. Wait, so your technical skills, I sometimes, depending on the role you're applying for, let me show you what I mean. Oh, I don't have it here. That's another version of my CV. I think you might need to specify which one you are most comfortable with. Because right now, so you have told us you're a back-end developer, but you have HTML, CSS, JavaScript here. So I think you might need to tell us, Python development, I don't know what maybe you have some kind of rating or figure there, or just say core skills, Python, blah, blah, and then other skills, HTML, blah, blah, blah. So they understand what you are bringing to the table, and then in future, if they say, we thought you could do HTML, you're like, but I wrote it in my CV and you see it there. It is just one of those things I can do, not what I do majorly. So if you want me to use this thing that I've written there that I don't really know to build something for you, you give me time to learn it. You understand? I mean, that will apply to that will apply to foreign employers. Local employers are weird. Soft skills, I don't think is relevant. It's a no-brainer for developers. Those are things every developer should have or know. All right, I like how this looks. I don't like the fact that you have remote here. So, but it's okay, I guess. Let's move on. Big grammar at the beginning. Cool. Meticulous front-end engineer with, okay, it's not that big because you're a front-end developer and you have to be meticulous. Okay. With over 2 years of experience of contributing to products focused on solving real-life problems. Which problem have we solved before? With code, while paying attention to developing great user interface and user experience. And it sounds nice, but I don't think it says so much about why I should call you for an interview. Every front-end developer will probably be able to write this. Every front-end developer will probably be able to write this. Anybody that knows their stuff anyway. All right, so you have Zuri Chat here. Okay, so you have Zuri Chat, you have HNG, you have Zuri here, and that's all the experience you have. Okay, from all that I have said, I'm hoping that you go back and rewrite your CV. I'm sure you've done practice projects before. Complete them and add them to your CV. Somebody said, oh, I don't have any CV because I don't have work experience. It is not all about work experience. It is about, should I call you for an interview? So show me why I should call you for an interview. It's not about work experience, employment experience, not. So if you've done freelancing, if you've done some other things, open source projects, put it there. All this happened in 2020. If you separate them into 3 companies, you are saying you've been working for 3 companies, and we are still in October. So that's dangerous for you. It might be better to just combine all of this into one and go ahead to have other experiences. Because if you are telling me you've been, and it started in March, not even January. So you've worked in 3 companies over how many months? Yeah, I think this is okay. You might need to add a specific level to each of them. Again, this is too normal. Don't be normal. Be extraordinary. So add something to this. It helps you to put your foot at the door. Oh, this is the last CV. Oh, that was faster than I thought. Okay, so any questions so far?